the pettiest revenge you've ever witnessed. My coworker Maximilian thought he was the office genius because he'd gone to Stanford and never let anyone forget it. Every meeting, he'd find a way to mention his Stanford strategy, or Stanford methodology. The guy literally had his diploma framed above his monitor. Our company had this shared kitchen where people left food with... My coworker Maximilian thought he was the office genius because he'd gone to Stanford and never let anyone forget it. Every meeting, he'd find a way to mention his Stanford strategy, or Stanford methodology. The guy literally had his diploma framed above his monitor. Our company had this shared kitchen where people left food with their names on it. Basic office etiquette. But Maximilian had this habit of taste testing other people's lunches. A spoonful here, a bite there, always with some excuse like just checking if it's still fresh, or making sure the microwave heated it properly. The breaking point came when he ate half of our graphic designer Persephone's birthday cake that her mom had baked specially and brought in. When she confronted him, Maximilian actually said, "At Stanford, we learned that sharing builds team cohesion. I was helping create a collaborative environment." Persephone just stared at him for 10 seconds, then walked away without saying a word. The next Monday, Maximilian brought his usual lunch, some fancy organic quinoa salad that cost him $18 from the bougie place downtown. He always made a big show of how Stanford taught him to invest in quality nutrition. Around noon, he went to heat up his salad and found a note taped to the container. "At art school, we learned that sharing builds team cohesion. Thanks for the collaborative lunch, P." The container was completely empty. Maximilian stormed over to Persephone's desk. "You stole my lunch." "I didn't steal anything," she replied calmly, not looking up from her computer. "I was just helping create a collaborative environment. Isn't that what you taught us?" "That's completely different. This was my personal meal. So was my birthday cake." Maximilian tried arguing, but half the office was watching and smirking. He'd been hoisted by his own petard, and everyone knew it. But Persephone wasn't done. For the next 2 weeks, every time Maximilian brought lunch, it would mysteriously disappear with increasingly ridiculous notes. Stanford methodology suggests this salmon was underutilized in the fridge. Quality nutrition sharing initiative. Your kale salad has been redistributed for optimal team health. Collaborative consumption program activated. Your sandwich contributed to office morale. Maximilian tried everything. He put his name in bigger letters. He hid his food in different areas of the fridge. He even bought a small cooler for his desk. But somehow Persephone always found it. The final straw was when he brought in this $25 artisanal soup from some farm-to-table place and found it replaced with a can of Campbell's chicken noodle soup and a note. "Upgraded your lunch to something more democratically accessible." Stanford would be proud of this wealth redistribution. Maximilian completely lost it and marched into our manager's office to file a formal complaint. 20 minutes later, he came out looking defeated. Turns out our manager, Octavius, had gone to Berkeley, Stanford's biggest rival. When Maximilian explained the situation, Octavius just said,